Let's go. Hello, welcome back for more. Hello, Sherry. How are you?
I have done so many AI applications today that I feel like I'm at Amazon factory level. That is how much output. I'm like all day.
I know. Yes, it's intense.
Yeah,
What's
you just
up?
have to be a cheerleader, okay? I'll trade places with you. Wait till I tell you what I did on Monday.
Oh my goodness. Exciting.
It'll flip you out. It's a good it's a good thing. Ooh,
Amazing.
somebody has their best business profile. Michelle, wow.
Wait, what? Oh, nice. Yes. Michelle, we're loving your profile photo.
Oh, thank you.
Gabrielle, good to see you, my friend.
Hi, how are you? Hi,
Good.
everybody.
Great to see you. Bro, what's up? Mauricio, back again.
Hi, Noel.
Good
Hi,
to see you.
everybody.
You'll be
Hey,
proud
good
of me,
afternoon.
Mauricio.
How
I
you
got our
guys
call
doing?
from the last hour. It's already up. It's processing on YouTube, but the post is ready. So as soon as it's done, it's there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
And hey, Noel, the September 18
I love
presentation
the
in
sticker.
Miami is coming up.
I know. Oh, I need to. So they sent me your thing. I just haven't forwarded it to you.
All right. Thanks.
Yes. So I will definitely get that over to you. I have 2 more tickets if you know anybody. That's like an
Sure. I mean,
OG sticker right there, Gabrielle.
there were a few people in this community. I remember Oscar Sosa and remember
Oh yeah,
the
Oscar and Mike, right?
Mike Pina with the guy with the rocket ship.
Yes. Yes, rocket ship. Yeah. Good point.
They're from the area. They're nearby too.
That'd be fun if we could get all of us together, take a
Yeah, it'd be
picture.
nice to have I heard AI or AI Leadership Institute dinner or something, or
Yeah,
get together, go
exactly.
for
That'd be
coffee or
great.
something.
All right, I'm gonna reach
I
out to Mike
Yeah,
and Oscar
I could
and
check places nearby the conference room if
absolutely.
you want,
Perfect.
and maybe throw a few suggestions there.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
I think it's in
Um,
downtown Miami, isn't it? Or Brickell, maybe?
I think so. I don't know
I don't
though.
know.
It's definitely
I
downtown
know it's not in
Miami.
Broward, so
Yeah, exactly.
mm,
It's definitely in Miami. Coming up. All right,
okay.
awesome. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. It'll be fun. Let's see. I'm gonna try and pull up my calendar so we can talk about some of the upcoming events. It's in my bag, so hold on one second. I'm gonna go over here. All right. All right. So, welcome to another week. Super excited to chat with you all. I this week spent some time let's see, it feels like a long week already because I had some home drama. but yes, no, Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. I did a online workshop with an organization, True Stage. Well, it was a workshop. It ended up being more like a fireside chat where we took questions in webinar style. And there was about 700 attendees, which was very cool. Lots of fanfare. I haven't reached out to everyone who reached out to me, but hopefully we'll see a nice little uptick in our membership. The other thing I need to do is, you know how we send that post out and we kind of like just copy all the new people that come into the community? I don't really reach out to them other than that. So for those of you OGs in the house, feel free to like, if you see someone, just grab a name and like go into the message, just welcome them. Like, don't, say like, hey, go buy something. But go and like, just say hi. I think that would be nice for us to extend a warm welcome to our newest members as opposed to just, or you could even comment on the post. Not a lot, a few of us do that consistently. But it's really helpful because as people join in, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. They don't know how nice we are. So whatever we can do to make them feel nice and welcome and at home. Thanks, Joe. Good to see you, Joe. Thanks for joining us. All right. So that was True Stage was the name of it. It's funny. I thought they were Trustage, till they introduced themselves that day. And I was like, oh, True Stage. But they had a really cool mission. I ended up writing it down. Their mission was to impact 24 million consumer relationships in their niche. And I loved it because it talks about two really important things. One, customers, meaning that they wanted people who are buying from them, and then two, relationships, which is more than just a transaction. So I talked to them about how they could use AI to achieve those goals. I fielded a bunch of questions. I also didn't get to a bunch of questions. So on my Instagram, I've been hosting a bunch of content and questions there. Awesome. Asheville. Oh no, I'm going to be in. So speaking of calendars, this week I'm going to be in. So that was this Wednesday, but I'm going to be in South Carolina this week. I mean, next week, like this coming Friday, a week from today, I will be in South Carolina, Kiowa. Does anyone know it? Anyway, I don't know it. It's supposedly a resort town, so that'll be fun. I will also be a virtual guest in an organization called The Forum. It's some of the top executives in the world all get together, and they don't let everybody in there apparently, but I am allowed to virtually present. I will get the list, so I'll get to talk to them afterwards. And I will also be, you guys are going to laugh. I'm present on the 4th, I am presenting a keynote at Midwest Con in Cincinnati, Ohio. The next day, I'm flying to Kiowa, South Carolina. And then somewhere in the middle there, I'm doing a virtual stage for this forum. So hopefully I'll remember my name by Friday. I don't think there's a conflict currently with our meetup because it's in the afternoon. That's why I scheduled it where we have it. So we should be able to keep everything the same. If that does not end up being the place, I might call on some of my friends to help lead this session for me next week if I happen to be caught up. But I think we should be fine for next week. So that's just next week. Then I'll be in Anaheim, California for, get this, I'm talking to the, reusable energy convention. It's called RE24. About 15,000 people will be there. And then anyway, I won't go too far into my schedule, but lots of cool stuff. There is a post in the community about all the places I'll be. If you are in any one of these places and we can meet up, let's do it. So similarly, September 18th, we were just talking about is a one-day event here in Miami. Gabrielle, you're in Miami, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I am.
So I have a free pass if you want to come with me to the data science salon.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. So great. And I'll get more passes if I need them, but that's awesome. So let's see here. So yeah, so we have Mauricio is also from South Florida, me, South Florida, you, South Florida. We have a couple other people who are not on the call right now. So it'd be cool. We can all get together, maybe have dinner after the event. And get to know each other in person and take a picture and make everyone in the community jealous that we got a chance to hang out together. Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna have a major FOMO.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
kidding. I'm
But
kidding.
they
I
all
think
felt that
you
way
guys
when we got
deserve-
together.
Yeah, I know. They deserve a chance. You guys
That's
are a
right.
special treat when you meet Noelle. So
That's
yes,
right.
I feel very good about you and I hope you guys have a great time.
Awesome. And then on the 12th, I will be, which is before the 18th, on the 12th, I will be in DC. So maybe we can get together, Sherry. Yeah, right? Let's do it. And I don't know if we have other people from DC, but anyway, so I'll be in DC on the 12th. I'm coming in the night of the 11th, staying until the morning of the 13th. So I'm talking for an hour somewhere on the 12th. But would love to like get together for like breakfast or coffee or something. All right. So I'm planting the seed with you. So we can do that. Awesome. So after Wednesday doing the True Stage virtual event for the 700 people, that was super fun. Yesterday, I was in Chicago with the National Association of Realtors. They have an event called IOI. It's their investors opportunity and innovation. So it's all the tech stuff. And it was fun because some of you have heard me speak. Most of you, I think, have heard me speak on stage. But the person who preceded me got on stage and like literally did like this product pitch about data sets and like computer vision. And I mean, I can't even remember because like, everyone in the room was like, wah, wah. It was really bad. I was like, at the end, I saw him come off and he was literally like, like, this is awful. I never want to do this again. I was like, you did amazing. Good job. Anyway.
Was it the delivery or the contents or what?
I think it was not really thinking too much about, like, he was the CEO of the company. I don't think he thought too much about his audience, number one. And I don't think he was really prepared to deliver a talk. Like, he was just doing the pitch, like what he would do if he was sitting. And I don't know if you've seen some of these pitches. Even pitches are bad, where they come in and like just spew a bunch of information across a bunch of slides, like no humanity, no storytelling. Anyway, it was rough. So the audience was pretty cold when I got up there. But I turned him around, and I thank him because he set a good bar that made it easy to like be seen as like super
To
excited.
exceed.
Yeah. So I was grateful. But I also recognize like, it's hard. Like that is, it's heartbreaking when you get up there and you realize like, wow, this is not my audience. I did this. Where was I? I was talking to some group and my husband even commented, he's like, there's only white men over 65 in this room. These are not your people. Like, I'm not sure how this is going to go. And they loved it, but it wasn't like a group, like a diverse audience, like that. Typically, if I'm in a group of people that I would intentionally want to be in front of, like there are people like you all, like you guys would get me, you'd understand like my enthusiasm. It was like pulling them along a little bit more. So when you don't understand your audience, it's much more painful to deliver. And especially if you're not a storyteller, even a bad storyteller, like he told 0 stories. I was like, if you just said how you used it one time, how you actually did the thing, it would have went much further. Anyway, but it's not his fault. Like I said, I think he was a sponsor, so he got a mandated spot on the stage. But he made me look really good. I was grateful for that. Anyway, so this weekend, this week I had a really fun thing happen. I'm gonna have to pop a halls. This week I had a really fun thing happen. I was kind of like, I'm coming up with all of these ideas. Like, how do I get what's in my mind into other people, right? What is my legacy? What is the thing I can teach people? Of course, the AI Leadership Institute, the first thing I was like, I can bring people together. That's why these communities exist, is I get on stage, I can let people know you're not alone. Let's get together. We can get on a call. We'll have some fun. We'll learn. We'll do labs. Like, it'll be great. So that was the first vision. But then I realized my career itself is actually, it's not unique, but my success in it has been unique. So lots of people are, people who are AI architects, AI engineers, AI, whatever, like most people, whatever they do, they have now put AI in front of it as just a marketing technique to say I'm relevant. And they may not know that much about AI. And one of the things I've also noticed is that engineers, specifically engineers, data scientists, those people that are on, an organization is typically cut in half. It's got the business side and the tech side. And if you're on the tech side, I don't know why, but there's this bit of like, I don't ever want to be on the sales side or the business side. But I realized accidentally that on the business side, you can make a lot of money. You can get commissions on your success. It's really incredible. And so as soon as I found that out, I was like, wait a second, I want to get on that side. I want to get on the side that I could make accelerated income if I sold something successfusly.
But you see, for you having the technical skills becomes a greater bridge.
Yes.
Because sometimes what you find, I used to go on pre-sales call. I don't like sales, but I used to go on pre-sales call because of my technical abilities.
Exactly.
I realized that, yes, when you can speak the language of the technology and then speak the language of the business, you really want to do more of the business, because that's where the strategy
and you're a unicorn, because
yes,
so many people do not know that. So when they bring in someone to do a call with a customer, they almost always, it's a bit lackluster. They don't know the reality. They write checks that that the engineering team can't cash. They make promises that they can't deliver on. Like, it's a big old mess. Right. And so this is, and Verl, this, you went through my whole email funnel that I created. So thank you for doing that. But one of the things, like, I realized, I was like, I have some unique skills in this area, both on, like, of course, just the hard and fast, how do you present to customers in a way that they'll say yes and buy from you? And every company needs this person. But if you're a technologist, how do you bridge those technical skills to the space? Or if you're a seller, how do you learn enough technology to, again, put you in this like unicorn set where you are technical enough to not require like a lot of calls that I would be on. They'd have to call me to bring me into the call, or have a second call, which makes the sales cycle go longer. They'll have a second call and they'll be like, oh, I got to get Noelle in here because she knows all that. But if you could be the one who could handle their business questions and their technical questions, you can actually do much more. And that's kind of been my sweet spot that I've uncovered in corporate America, is like when I go into an organization, I can be Now, I don't like being an account rep, right? That's not the same thing. It's like
Mhm.
account rep is someone who like calls
Sponsor.
them and like says, hey, can we have lunch? And hey, I understand you have this need. Like it's much colder. I would say that sales reps are in the hot and the cold of a relationship with a customer. Like when the customer doesn't want to talk to them and when the customer is angry with them, like they're in all of that. I want the
Mhm.
middle where I'm architecting solutions for the sale. And that
Yeah.
means I'm critical to them getting the sale, but I'm not actually in that hot and cold part. And
Yeah.
little
yeah.
did I know that you can intentionally choose that piece. And this is called pre-sales engineering.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I created a class called basically solution architecture class. And out of it, I created a guide. I'll share it with you just so you can see how I built it, because many of you are in this game of, hey, I'm going to build a consultancy, or you have a consultancy. And I wanted to let you know that I did a campaign this week and I got 2 customers that don't know me, which is really big for me because mostly I just go to my friends and I'm like, hey, come on, like, bro, come on. I'll
Mhm.
make it work for you. Like, come join me so I can have someone in my class. 2 people signed up, and that made me realize this thing is like, this is something special.
So what you're gonna have to do now is replicate yourself.
Exactly. So
And
we
that's what
talked
you
about
can
this.
do from this forum, right?
Yes, I need people like that's why I was thinking like, Roll, you should I'm gonna have you like come and be a TA. I have a couple other people on the call that are gonna be like, you could be teaching assistants, you could learn how I teach it, and then we
Yeah.
could replicate cohorts for other people.
Definitely.
Like
Definitely.
what? Be awesome. Oh yeah, AI clone, right? I actually do, of course. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get ahead of myself. But I do have an AI clone I need to talk to you guys about, a couple of them actually, that I just built in a couple minutes. Super fun. So that was really exciting. So I want to share with you what I built, not so that you'll be like, oh, I want to take that class, though I hope you do, but more so you could see what I did and how I did it. I'm not going to go into the detail. We went into like deep detail on our AI leadership call. So you guys, and I posted it. So as soon as YouTube processes it, for some of you that are on the call that were on that call, you'll be able to go and see it. I went into like all the things, like how I used ChatGPT, how I built my lead magnet, how I generate my landing page, like all of it. This, I'm just going to show you the sequence so that if you are in consulting, this will serve you. And there's at least half of this call that's doing that kind of work. So I'm going to start first with this one. Okay. And don't judge me for my tabs. I got lots of tabs, not nearly as many as I normally have. I had to shut them down earlier today. So this is just like 2 hours of tabs. But the first thing I'll show you is this platform. And was it you? I think it was Michelle. I was talking to someone, and this is my classic advice. When someone tells me that they're going to go out on their own, it was you, Michelle. When they're going to go out on their own, I'm like, just look at this platform. And there are a couple reasons why I like Maven. Now, I already have a course, so I'm going to go to my courses. But I like Maven because you can create a course and they are training the world not to take bottom dollar prices for your expertise. There are plenty of sites. You remember Udacity, not Coursera, well, even Coursera, but Udacity,
It's
there was another one.
Udemy.
Yes.
Udemy.
Yes. Udemy. Oh, that's like the
Udemy, yeah.
worst.
And there's also Data Camp as well.
Yes. And so these platforms, now I am a consumer of these. I will go in and just buy like 10 courses all at once and then never take them because I bought too much. But like they're $10, right? So I'll buy like
Mhm.
10 of them. Well, Maven didn't want to be in that bucket, so they separated themselves out. And I like it because they're training LinkedIn, which is our audience, right? Professional audience. So they're training LinkedIn that if you want to know something, it's going to cost you at least $500, maybe $800. And that's for someone who knows something, but isn't like famous or anything. And then the prices go up from there. So what I did is I looked for people that are like me in the industry and I found out what they were charging and I just charged that.
Mhm.
But that's here nor there. That's what I would encourage you to do. Just find people like you, see if they're on the platform and then charge what they're charging as a starting point. So I created this class called the AI Solution Architect. And I'll just show you the landing page for it. So I did this literally in this is how you know you have a good idea or an idea that's like intrinsic to something that you're like supposed to do. It's like people who say I wrote this book in an hour or I wrote this book in 2 days. When you know it takes like a year to write a book, that's me. When you get this idea, it just like flows like water right out of you. I think Sherry, you probably have had that experience multiple times as well. But that's what happened with this is I just started like, whoa, all the things that I have ever done. You know, how do I figure out the right clients to talk to? I have like a rubric in my brain that I didn't even realize I was using until I thought about it. I'm like, oh no, I do. I don't just talk to anyone. I make sure I talk to the right person, and I want to make sure that person is at least inclined to buy from me, the right level in an organization. Anyway, I won't go into all the details, but like the first thing I do is make sure I know how to identify the right conversations to be in. The next thing I do is be super smart on the tech. So this is both a combination of sales and tech in the same class. And I feel like it's kind of unique. I don't know. I haven't seen anything like it. So I drafted all this stuff out. Obviously, you can look at some of these. I took my titles, which are this, I left them both. What I came up with was analyze opportunities and client needs. That came out of Noelle's brain. Then I went into ChatGPT and I said, write it in a way that someone might actually click on it. And it put uncover market gold mines. So I kept them both. Master the power tools, seal the deal. Like I don't talk like that. I talk like persuade executives. Like that's something I would say. But anyway, so just so you can see how you could easily just write all of this with ChatGPT, if you wanted to. But this poured out of me like, oh, not only do you have to be able to understand the executive process, you also need to understand the tech. You also, though, need to know how to deliver a good message. You also need to know what your team is going to have to do to deliver on what you sell in those meetings. And then most importantly, you have to have the right mindset and be able to promote yourself. And again, normally you'd have to take 4 or 5 classes to get all this information, like a sales class and a tech class and a thought leadership class and a branding class. And I kind of condensed it all into a 5-week course. So I'm super excited. I can't wait. I've been recording little snippets of what I want to teach, but it's all live. So I'll be doing it live with everyone and then recording it and making it available after every session. But again, I just thought if you're a consultant or thinking about building a consultancy, the easiest first sale is education. The best first sale is getting in there and teaching it to them live. But if you can't, I talk to lots of executives and I'm like, great, I have a course that's very similar to what I teach to all of your team, but you can sign up just for yourself and you can take this class. So once you have this piece, like you go in and you create your agenda, you assign dates. It's a process. It took me probably a couple hours to fill out all the forms, but then they asked me to create a lead magnet. Now, one of you can make my dreams come true. I'll put the lead magnet copy. I need one more lead, 50, and I get listed in the directory on Maven. So one of you can make this happen. I'll give you all the link if you haven't signed up yet. Some of you have already signed up, so thank you. But once I get 50, then I get listed in the actual directory so people can find me. And this is the lead magnet, and I built this 100% based on the things that I care about, but with GPT, right? So I wrote into GPT all the things that I do from the entire sales process. So I have a sales process that I use inherently where I greet the customer, I qualify the customer with hard questions, I demonstrate what I'm going to do through a presentation, then I propose to them a solution, which literally in every call I ask for the sale. And then sometimes 3% of the time, they actually sign in that meeting. Now, what I'm selling is $50K, $100K, $1.2 million, $3.4 million. These are big ticket items. So most of the time, you're not going to get a PO. It's handed to you. But 3 times in my career, I've had for over $100,000. One was 1.2 million. I've had them ask me, when can we get the PO? And that is like, that's how you know you did something right. When the client asks you for a purchase order, because normally you're like shoving it at them, like, here it is, sign it. Oh, you haven't signed it. You should sign it. That's the cold part of the deal. When as an account rep, you're chasing them. But if you do this right, sometimes you end up having people actually reach out to you and tell you. So I took all of those laws and I put them right into ChatGPT. You can probably see it over here somewhere. Oh my gosh, I've been busy. So just so you know, Sherry, I do build all day. I was in Claude today. I built 4 artifacts today. I ended up not using any of them, but it was interesting. Okay, let's see. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, it was like my solutions architect. Oh, there it is. AI solutions for business. Is this it? No, maybe. I realized that you can only search ChatGPT. You can only search it on your phone. Did you all know that? Crazy.
No,
Yeah, you
I
can.
do it on my laptop. I do it on my laptop all the time.
Yes. So I do. Well, I mean, with the search bar, that's what I meant.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no search bar. I mean, of course I can control F it.
Yeah, I've never used the search.
I'm trying to see. All right, I'll do it. Let's see. Yeah, because mine doesn't. I don't know. On my mobile app, I have a little search bar right here that I use incessantly. But not right now. That's all right.
But it should be chronological. So
Yeah, it can't be too far. It's got to be one of these. Maybe course detailed. No. Maybe it's up here. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not here. Maybe it hasn't synced. Maybe I tried that one already, I think. Oh, maybe it's new chat. Oh no, I know why that is. Anyway, but basically I said, create me 21. Let me see if I just search for 21, if it comes up. Nope.
You don't, you know, we love you when you're human.
I know. I just, this is not
When
a
you
robot.
screw up like we do, we love it.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, look, I found it. What is this called? Oh, yeah, request details. Okay. Well, that makes sense because I took the course that I built and I said from the course, right? Reverse engineer the lead magnet from the material that I want to teach. And that material, of course, was based on the challenges I had 5 years ago being a solution architect, or maybe 7 years ago being a solution architect. So these are all of the things like presenting to customers. So I basically took all these laws, threw them into a Word doc and created a document. And today you can go and grab them. So I'm going to go, I'll show you what it looks like right now. But this is like a whole funnel. So now I have a lead magnet. When you click on, oh, sorry, I'm going to go back and click on the link, copy the link. When you go to this link, it goes to this lead magnet. If you go to my Instagram, this is all I'm talking about right now. You then type in your name, which I already did. And it says, great, it's right here. Go take a look at the course if you want to go deeper. It's so funny. My husband was like, it immediately asked me to buy something. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it didn't. Proof right here, recording. It doesn't ask you to buy something right away, but it will on the very next thing you click. So now I have an email confirming it, and I will go over to that. You won't be able to see it, but I will go check it out and see if it did send me an email, which is all nice. Like I didn't do any of this. This is why I think it's like a business in a box. It has landing pages. It has lead magnets. I mean, you have to build the asset that you make as a lead magnet, but it has email sequences that nurture email accounts. You can edit those, but you don't have to. I mean, I just feel like some of us get caught up in the details of growing a business, creating a consultancy, and this type of thing. I don't know. I feel like a lot of us have stuff we can teach, and you don't need that many people to say yes. And most importantly, once you get, and you have a whole community. I know I personally, any of you launch one, I will be one of your leads to get you listed on the directory. And then I'll show you a little bit about my Instagram so you can see what I mean. I was showing this earlier. Maybe if it comes up. Oh, so cute. I don't know who that is, but hopefully it's none of your people. None of your children are showing. So cute. Oh, actually, that's the person who runs the data science salon. That's her child. That's cool. Okay, profile. There we go. So here's an example. Like this is just picture me in a big old room, and I just said comment 21. I got one. Yay! So someone commented 21. So now I'm going to go in and send them. Now in the beginning of every campaign, I scale the unscalable and I answer every one of these myself. Can I build an AI system that will respond when somebody types in 21? 100%. And you could too. I don't do that because I don't get 1,000 requests. I get 100, maybe 20, maybe 3. And so it's something that I can do right now. Eventually, my next level will be to scale this, but I don't have to right now. And I actually want to respond to her. So I'm going to go and message, who is that? Marlinda, right? Marlinda. I'm going to be like, hey, Marlinda, it's Noelle. Who are you? How can we be friends? Here I am on LinkedIn. Where's your LinkedIn? And I create a relationship with them and then send them the message. Unless I know you. If I know you, I'm just going to send you the link. But if I don't know you, which I don't think I know this person. Oh yeah, I do actually. But I don't know them in like this sense, the AI leadership sense. But that's cool. That is a friend of mine. So cool. And she would be a great solution architect. So some pictures are great, but videos are better. So I'll show you an example. This is one of the videos that I did. Right. And so I asked them to type in guide and they start, they type in guide. That's a different person. Awesome. And I also don't know if I responded to them. So that's the other thing though. You got to respond to people when they ask you for stuff. Where is this one? Oh yeah, this one. So this one, I got lots of activity. I think, I was going to say, Sherry, you responded to one of these, I think. Do you remember? Did you respond to me something on Instagram or maybe it was LinkedIn? But anyway, but yeah, so that's how I did it. And now I have 2 customers, which is great. And now I basically will pay for ads. So now that I know my campaigns are working, I'm going to double down, add fuel behind boosting some of these posts, and then create actual campaigns in Meta Business Suite to drive more traffic. So that's like a business in a nutshell, one type of business that if you choose to do it, if you have information in your head that you could share, maybe think about creating a class, maybe do it on Maven because they get a higher ticket price per person than like a Udacity or some of these other platforms. And they have a lot of the pieces built right in. Cool, right? So that being said, I did use ChatGPT, I think, for everything. I did use Copilot too, because I brought all the resources into Microsoft. I don't think I can get there from here. Maybe I can. Let me go into Word and see if I can pull up. There it is. So here's an example of a prompt guide that I created. So this was a prompt guide I created. I saved it as a PDF and made it a lead magnet. So what I think it's really important to kind of realize, like, as you're building your businesses, as you're creating resources, as you're attracting a larger audience, no matter who you are, if you want to get a job, if you want to start a company, if you want to attract employees, any of these things are going to require you to be known, meaning someone needs to be able to find out how you think about things, whether they want to hire you, whether you want to hire them, or whether you want to start a company and you want to actually transact with them. So getting known is huge. I can't stress it enough. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to show you that launch, which was super exciting because I did get a couple customers and it's only been 2 days. So that's, I mean, I'm just super excited about it. So you'll see a lot of that content. If you follow me, you will be sprinkled. The algorithm will sprinkle you with all things solution architecture. So I have 21. Here's the other benefit of this. When you build something like this, I now can go in and do a piece of content on every one of these. So I can, like, this is my GPT prompt guide, but let me go back. I'm pretty sure I have the other one I did too. My book, what was it called? There's a lot of stuff in here. Brainstorming notes. Getting started. What was it called? Oh yeah, 21 Laws, something like that. Do I see anything named 21 anywhere in here? I swear I built it. I swear. Maybe I didn't save it in the cloud. I don't see it here. South by Southwest. Oh, well, anyway, you get the idea. Oh, let me search for it. 21. Oh my gosh, what's happening? No. Teams. I hate Teams. No. All right. That's probably why it's not working. It's my Teams cloud. All right. Anyway, let's see if it's in here. It's not. Oh, well, you could download the guide. I will give you the cool little QR code if one of you wants to, like, help a girl out. Lead magnet. Let's see. Copy link. Let's refresh it. Do I have any more? No. Darn. So if you're already on the list, of course, it doesn't count. Anyway, any questions about that process? Anyone thinking about maybe doing it? What do you think? Interesting? Are you trainers? Would you like to create a class? Oh, I see Joe said something.
Brilliant.
Yes, this is amazing. We need to,
Right?
like, look at the videos again. This is superb. Thanks so much, Noelle.
Of course. I think it's really cool. And I think every one of us has something we could teach people. I mean, it could be the easiest thing. I mean, certainly, like, Sherry, for sure, the things that you do, like, oh my goodness. Anyway, and I like to I always say this. I used to teach a social media, like a brand building class. And in it, I would tell students, make sure that whenever you post things, you can put it on your blog that no one maybe is reading yet. But definitely put it on a platform that has massive scale, like LinkedIn or Medium, like whatever you're doing, put it, like, that's the benefit, is that their algorithm will help you get bigger reach than you can get on your own. So I think it's a really, really good idea. I did put my masterclass in here, but you could see 0 hits on that. So I was like, oh, people are not super excited to join another masterclass. I feel like that. But when I put in 21 Laws, and here's how I figured out this title. I went into Amazon and I looked up top bestsellers for personal development. And like 40% of them are like, irrefutable laws of leadership, 21 laws of blah, 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 15 laws of blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I think it worked.
No, I have a question. if you want to attract more people, is it good to focus on one social media platform, or you can focus on 2 or 3 just to have more people? So what is your strategy?
Yes. So more is more, but I will tell you the challenge is not platform, it's energy. So if you don't have the energy to post to more than one, then just post to one. Because what'll happen is if you're posting to more than one, you'll get overwhelmed and then you won't post to any of them. And that's worse. So I always tell people like they're called roads, right? So traffic is like the people that come on the road, but the roads, you should start with one road to get to your destination, whatever that is. Mine was LinkedIn for a long time. As you can tell, like on LinkedIn, I have 32,000 followers, and on Instagram, I have like 2,000 or something. I don't know, something not like amazing, but 2,600. And it goes up a couple every day. Like it's a pretty slow crawl. However, my audience started on LinkedIn. So I got that road going, and I do think that road's going pretty well. So now I started a new road. I do multi-post across Facebook, YouTube. Like I post now, I leverage, I could show you all. I think we talked a little bit about this before, but I use Canva, and inside Canva, there's an application, see if I can find it, called Content Planner. And so I plan out, and Sherilyn, I don't know if she's here yet, but I plan out with Sherilyn. We plan out all of our content. And so it shows so you can see it looks like the same one, but this is LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Now there's AI in a lot of these tools that will change the narrative and like the use of emojis. On like Instagram has more emojis, LinkedIn has less emojis. Anyway, it's fascinating. But this is what helps me. Like a lot of people are like, how do you have time for all that? Well, I don't have time for all that. I go in and I spend, maybe an hour or two planning out my social media posts. I use what we talked about in the AI Leadership Institute, the bulk create function, to massively, like you can see a lot of these. This is actually the same post across 8 different platforms. But the idea is, again, we just want people to know us to the point almost where they're like, gee, people do this to me. They're like, geez, Noelle, like enough already. And I'm like, yeah, it's working. And I had a stranger tell me that they saw something of mine on social, and I was like, it's working. So yeah, known beats best. And so you may frustrate people who are really close to you because they'll get all your stuff. But there are so many people who will never see your stuff because it takes a certain amount of momentum to push past. It's like going past the reef, right? In the ocean. Like you got to get a lot of momentum, kind of get over the reef, and then it's smooth sailing. But hopefully that's helpful. Yeah. So I use Content Planner. There's lots of tools like this. One of the tools I just started using is called Later Social. And that's because if you look at my Instagram, there are some people who have like beautiful Instagram pages and they're like organized. I don't got none of that. Like this. That's not beautiful. So this Later Social allows you to like plan out your social media, allows you to like plan out what your pages are going to look like, your posts are going to look like. It has an idea beta. So it generates a lot of these content ideas for you. So I just recently, I'm in the trial. Like I have 5 days left of this trial. If it doesn't do anything significantly more than Canva, because right now I would have to export out of Canva and put it in here. So it's going to have to be pretty miraculous for me to have to do that effort. But I'm always testing new tools to kind of look and see. I mean, there's some old favorites. Anyone know? So anyone have other tools that they're using to produce content? There's lots, like Twitter Deck or something was one. Anyway, HubSpot.
Yes,
you
I don't
go.
have another tool, but so when you were showing in Canva and you were showing the calendar and you tag like this is for LinkedIn and Instagram, so is it getting automatically posted? Like you just kind of put it there, and then is it automatically linked and it gets posted in that date? So you don't have to do anything.
That's right. I mean, you have to do this.
amazing.
This is the part you have to do.
Yes, like build it, like make it. And then
so you have
after
to put
that,
this in. I mean, isn't she cute? And then
I loved it. I saw the Supergirl. It was like amazing.
so you put this in, you put in your thing. It right now, it says it's going to go to AI Leadership Institute. You set it all up, and then you could just say make a copy, and then you pick a different, this is already in the past, but you pick a different thing. It'll tell you the insights that came from that post, like how many people clicked on it and all of that, how many people watched it. All of my content is animated. And I do that because it tends to grab people on a feed when they're
Yeah.
scrolling, when it moves even a little bit. So I animate everything now.
It's so much better than
yeah, it's
looking at those
better.
long, clunky posts. I mean, like, it's great. Like, those also have a lot of, gold mine, but this is great. Like, nuggets, and it's awesome.
Yes, exactly. So this is 17 different posts that are, scheduled here. So these are all like different, anyway, all different posts that are scheduled in that one. And then let's see this one. Yeah. So and I created like a women, you'll see I changed my logo to be Women in AI. I have a little, this is a whole nother vision one day that I just want to have like women executives in a group that we could all hang out and like learn together. Another wonderful quick start idea. But it's another whole nother road that I'd be building. So I have to like maintain the roads I have before I build a new road. Anyway, so yeah, this is definitely one of my secret like sauces to being everywhere all at once. A lot of people comment on like, oh my gosh, how did you post that? Sometimes I post while I'm on stage and they're like, how did that happen? Very few people notice, but some of my close people are like, what's going on? What sorcery is this? Awesome. Oh, what is this? Oh, that is oh, cool. Oh my gosh, I love that. Neat. Did you just did you just create that, or is that what you had already? Oh, yeah, you built it already in Claude. Sherry, I'm looking at your comments in the chat around those solutions. That's cool. Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. Custom GPTs. Do you mean, Joe, do you mean custom GPTs like in OpenAI? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I actually create expert custom GPTs for individual platforms using best practices for that social media platform. And then it actually uses special formatting. So like for my LinkedIn posts, it uses the characters that LinkedIn can recognize and display.
And are you using like GPT Builder, or what tool are you using for that?
I'm using my own framework, my direct prompt engineering framework. So,
but you must have a tool, like you didn't build the model.
no. I built it all with ChatGPT. So
cool.
So I'm actually like creating the local content files, doing the research on the best practices for LinkedIn. It actually has instructions about how to do the formatting of the post.
Neat.
And I take a lot of different expert views to program into that GPT itself, so that it kind of follows the most compelling post format.
I love it. That's awesome. And what I think there's a magic word in there that everyone should kind of focus on is that you have your own like proprietary framework. And I also think that as a consultant, as a thought leader, as an expert, like I have a bunch of frameworks, right? I have the Lamplighters Leadership, which is, I'm not wearing the shirt right now, but it's basically 12 principles. It's an acronym, and that's like my framework for leadership. I also have of course, my 21 laws of solution architecture. That's my framework for kind of thinking of that. I also have lots of different frameworks. Like anytime, it's almost like how we naturally kind of think of things when we explain something. We're like, yeah, it's like these 3 things. Like whenever you can bucket something into like 3 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps, that is an opportunity for you to build your own like custom framework that is unique to you, that literally can't be replicated. So even if someone has all the tools that Joe has, we can't do what he's doing because he's taken his framework and applied it to those technologies. And that, I think that's the secret sauce of successful consultancy, right? Is that you're going to have this, and that becomes thought leadership. Like that whole framework is, a book in and of itself. Which did you write? I feel like you did, or maybe you were gonna. But that's like a whole book.
It's my main differentiator. It's like what I can sell for myself.
Yeah.
As being a unique expert.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's critical. So that's part of, Sandrine had asked a question in our AI leadership about like, how do you know like what to pick and what niche to go into? And it's a tough question, of course, but it does come down to like, what is your unique expertise? Like, what can you craft around your own expertise, lived experience that is unique and brings value to your customers that no one else, like you basically become, Alex Hormozy is one of these very successful business people right now. He actually got into the world of kind of social media through business acquisition. He would acquire businesses that were slow to success and then help them scale to hundreds of millions. I think he closed a $43 million company that started at under 100K. So he learned, that was his secret skill, but he was like engineer about it. Like he knew exactly what he needed to do inside a business to make them grow. And then he was like, wait a second, I could offer a framework for how I've done this 6 times. Now he's done it hundreds of times, but at the time he built this company, he's like, I'm going to build a framework around how I do this and make it repeatable. And you'll pay for me to make that repeatable for you. And if I can guarantee that you'll hit 100K a month in a year, if you pay me $42,000, $42,000 sounds like a lot, unless you make 100K a month at the end of a year. Then you're like, take all of it, take twice as much. I want more. And so he really is a great example, but that's something that like he also is really big on, like, how do you differentiate yourself in the market? You're going to have to really create something that's unique against, and every one of us has this. It's just a matter of figuring out what that is. I personally journal like every day and uncover new things that I'm like, ooh, I actually have a pretty interesting way of thinking about that. I should share that. That's why I got the idea to share kind of my funnel flow with the earlier call, because I was like, I build funnels really easily, and I should share that with you all so you all can build funnels too. So that was that post. Yeah, sorry I like went crazy on your post there, Joe, but I was like, oh my gosh, such a good question. It was not generated by GPT.
No worries.
But it was really cool, really cool. All right, let's see here. Okay, cool. I was almost going to read that aloud, Sherry, so I'm not going to do that because I can't tell what it says. But if you want to say something, you can, of course, unmute, chime in. So on that note, so Joe's using this tool that I'm showing here, the custom, like you're using this tool, right? You're building custom GPTs through this. Okay, awesome. So that's awesome because we're also writing a book right now about the same topic. I want to also share with you though, I was in Instagram just the other day, last night. I got home at 3 a.m. And I had a meeting at 5 and I was like, do I sleep? Do I not sleep? I did end up sleeping, but not before I ended up playing around with the new, see down here, this new AI Studio. So the AI Studio allows you to do very similarly custom GPTs inside. I already have one, I thought. Oh yeah, there we go. So I have Nearly Noel, just newly minted Nearly Noel. And basically I trained it on all the things that is Noel. I had it generate, I used a description to generate my avatar, which you could do as well. It's very easy to do. But what I love about it, maybe I can go into edit and show it to you. It has the ability, similar to GPT Builder, to add instructions to train it. So as new people ask me questions, I mean, I'm just thinking, if again, abstracting, like, can everyone go and do this? Yes. But like, if you're thinking about small to medium-sized businesses up to 10 million in revenue, they don't got time for this, but it could be really helpful to them. It could be extremely helpful to train a bot that's, I put in here, Nearly Noel could share information about our company, blah, 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 only supports conversations based on the instructions given, right? Like I've added these like protective prompts that most people don't know to add. This is a whole thing, especially if they've already been sold on Instagram being like their social media platform that they have to be involved in. Now you show them, oh, you can build, an AI that replicates their business persona that can chat with customers and answer questions. So I don't know, just thinking about like, Mauricio, Oscar, like some of the people we've built full out, GPT engines that go on customer websites. But this is a chance to actually now build, like as a service, go into organizations and build these GPTs inside their social media platforms, which I thought was pretty cool. So you have the ability to add, I don't know if there's a limit to how many instructions you can have. It's a good test. We should do that. but I thought it was pretty cool. And you have
And the
ways to
platform is AI Studio, no? Sorry.
This is in Instagram, Mauricio. So
Yeah,
it's AI
inside
Studio and it's by
Instagram.
Meta.
Inside Instagram. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in Instagram, and I think I can't pull it up here, but I also think they have it in WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I'm gonna pull it up just to see, but yes.
I think it's AI Meta, but it might be there as well. So yeah, I think they're
Yeah, so
targeting
in this case, this is the
businesses.
studio, so we get a chance to
Yeah.
build our own, where the one that's
Yep.
in the one that's in WhatsApp is actually Meta as like AI assistant, so it's more
Yep.
abstracted. But still,
Yep.
I mean, these are things that, like we are inundated with all these tools, but like this one, it's speaking to me that it is a business opportunity for someone who chooses to add it. And this is not the only thing you do. It's just one more thing you could do pretty easily because you know how to build a good bot. If you know how to build a successful chat interface, which again, all of you will be able to do when we finish our book, because you'll know all of it. But regardless of the tool set that you use, those baseline fundamental understanding of like, how do you use the 4 Ps of prompt engineering? How do you make sure your models don't lie? How do you make sure it's grounded in good information? Like all of that can be applied to Instagram. So now if you had a company that's helping people integrate AI to accelerate their business, you now can say, oh yeah, I can build you a custom GPT to answer questions from customers in Instagram. I could do the same thing in, and these native tools will have benefits over building like a chat app builder that builds kind of an interface tool on top of those products. So what, like this, it's its own little chat service, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, just something that I played around with. I added it to my profile. So it's something that you guys could also go play around with and give me feedback if you'd like. Go ahead. I think I see a question, Gabrielle. What do you think about building agents, retrieval augmented generation to manage? Yeah, of course. So this is like the world of agentic AI, right? Like how do you start thinking about multitask orchestration where you have a lot of bots doing single things? How do you organize them together? Yeah, 100%. I think that is the future. Every time someone asks me where we're going to be in a year, that's what I tell them. I did say that last year and we're not there yet though. So maybe 2 years.
I have a question, Noel. Do you
Yeah.
prefer Llama 3 or Mistral? Is it good for you?
So
In your
I'm
opinion?
a big believer in semantic kernel. I'm an old school believer.
Ah.
So semantic kernel is more of an engineering tool than a no code tool for agentic workflows. However, semantic kernel has this approach, and there's a class on LinkedIn that you can take from Dr. John Madea. I don't know how to say it, Medea or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he talks about it like it allows you to create skills, and these skills are like little agent functions, and it's just a better architecture. It's kind of like right now these processes, especially Gamma, like they haven't gotten to the point where we got with building LLMs before RAG. Like remember, like we had this time where we
Yeah.
were building LLM solutions and we didn't have
Nugget.
retrieval augmented generation. We were like, ooh, we need to ground this model. And so RAG was born, like it came out of production. I think right now we're going to also see this kind of like architecture that's going to have to be defined to manage agentic workflows in the future. And semantic kernel is my favorite. I hope they make it. They've been around the longest. I mean, before LangChain, even though LangChain became very popular. And then someone, and who
LangChain,
knows, I don't know. I'm not sure. Some of these tools use semantic kernel under the covers, but I'm all involved in the community there, and that's my favorite tool right now. But it's also it's more engineering focused. Like it's more for complex
Very interesting.
workflows. Yeah.
So I saw about I used the Llama, Mistral, but not semantic kernel. I want
Yes.
to thank you for telling me.
Absolutely. And it's in Microsoft Learn, so you can take a look at it. You can download it. You can use it. It's on GitHub. Yeah, Satya Nadella on stage at Build called it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I could put this link in there too if you want some resources. Everyone. So that's the link to the Microsoft Learn. But Satya Nadella talked about the Copilot stack. And he said, like, part of this Copilot stack is obviously having Copilot and all these workforce tools. And then there's going to be a gap in what Office does and what people are going to want. So then they offer now Copilot Studio. But in order to have one workflow system that runs all the things, that's where Semantic Kernel is. And it sits at the it sits at the infrastructure level of his stack, but it's software that sits on top of infrastructure. I don't know if they have that image here, but yeah, you can kind of see it here. So it allows you to create these. So the architecture is plugin based, right? Do you remember when ChatGPT had plugins, like in the early days? They kind of scrapped it because they wanted people to build custom GPTs that are more holistic. But it's not relevant in a agentic world where we want to build like 15 plugins, 15 different little agents to do a single task or do a single workflow. Yeah, cool. Awesome. That's neat. I mean, we should talk more about that, I think. So Joe's question in the chat was about, he's playing around also with agentic AI and is working with some Python. I know there's a couple people in here who are interested in getting on the coding side of things. I try to stay pretty light in this community because a lot of people who come here know nothing about AI when they meet me, and then they do I do my keynote and now they know this much AI. And so I don't want to be like, hey, we're going to do a Python exercise. Like people might be like, wait, I thought I didn't have to know all that. But I think it would be cool for us to have at least a thread similar to like our Founders Corner, like have the other thing. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you all. How many of you saw the new onboarding program process thing in school that I built? Isn't it cool? Do you like it?
It's amazing. It is amazing.
Yay. So I'm going to go and look right now. So we have a new onboarding process. If you have not done it, some of you OGs wouldn't even know to go in there. So I'm going to tell you now. But we have new cool stuff that we are doing. So the onboarding process has 11 steps. And what it'll do is it'll onboard you into how to get stats. And I'm a big believer of getting like stats and receipts of like your participation. So if you go through the first two things, you'll automatically, just by introducing yourself, people appreciating your introduction. If you click on this link, it'll take you right there. By going into a couple different posts and promoting the events. Of course, I have a little bit about me and what I've been doing. Go into a couple different posts and watch the comments. By the end of this, you'll get ranked, if you will, or you'll get added to the leaderboard. And now I only have launched 2 awards or 3 awards. So when you get to level 1, you get access to our welcome session, which everybody gets access to. But when you get to level 2, I don't know how many of you have seen it, but there is a special, if you are level 2, you get special access to a resource library that I used last year. These were all of my favorite, I don't know where it is. Where is it? Oh, there it is. These are my favorite academic papers that exist out there. And I have a pinned post in the community. I think you might remember that says, remember there was a post in there about a tool that allows you to listen using AI. It allows you to listen to academic papers. I think Yuvica, you mentioned that you liked it at the time, but anyway, so it's in the community. I was going to pin it here so you guys could see it. But these are like game-changing academic papers, like things that completely shifted my mindset about what I should be building, how I should be building it, how things came to be. As a solution architect, it's really important to kind of know what the history of something is. Like, how did that idea become a thing that eventually became ChatGPT? And so I love that. I put them in the order of like what I loved the most. So Attention Knows All You Need is like the baseline paper for transformers. Frugal GPT was how to build models that are cheap and efficient, because normally you have to trade it off, right? If you want super efficient, you're going to pay more. And if you want cheap, it's going to be super inefficient. And so Stanford did a study on what models you can use to achieve both at the same time and what architectural choices you could make. And some of this is way too technical. That's why I get one of these readers and it can read it to you. There's also on YouTube, maybe I can put it right here. I think it's called 2-minute, minute papers. There they are. So they read academic papers or summarize, they summarize academic papers in 2 minutes. It's like awesome. Big fan. Okay, I'm going to take it, Control-C, and put it in here. Let's do that. I'm just going to throw it into the bottom. Edit. Let's see. Put it over here. I don't know where my cursor is. add link label 2 minute. See, you're seeing it live and in action. 2-minute papers. YouTube. Oh goodness, but I don't spell very well. There we go. So now we got some, and that link is there for you to go take a look at. But it's, oh, let me save it. But it's here. Also, if you weren't around last week, we also had a really good call last week. So in the classroom, just so you all are reminded, that's what we try to do here is we have a lot of really cool stuff. One is the onboarding. If you go through the onboarding and you get to level 4, you'll get a one-on-one coaching time with me. This is not like a chat session. It's actually what I sell to executives. It's a 39 question assessment that you get. Some of you are already level 4, so we can like do this and you can just send me a message. We can get it on the schedule, but it's a 35 or 39 question assessment. And at the end, it tells you where in your kind of journey you need to focus on. It's very good for people who are trying to grow a business, but it's equally, yes, what Sherry, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, so some of you should, so we should totally do it. And I would love your feedback, but the assessment is tried and true. It lets you know kind of what wheels on the bus are spinning really well and which ones you need to work on, or if you're spinning a lot of plates, which ones are wobbling more than others, specifically in the area of kind of building AI solutions and growing an AI business. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely do that. Other things you'll notice here, when you get to level 5, we are waiting for the link. It is like short final. We will have an exclusive I Love AI merch store. And so only people who get to level 5 can buy stuff from there. It'll be at cost. I'm not looking to make money selling t-shirts, but it does cost me money to make them. So it'll be at cost, but you will be the only ones who get access. So that'll be pretty cool. You'll get access to free courses as you get leveled up. And then when you get to level 9, you get free access to all the courses all the time. I actually think I'll probably add in there somewhere like level 8, maybe, that you'll get to come and join me here in Miami for a mastermind. Maybe once a year, we'll get together and just like hang out together, but only for like those who are like all in. I mean, I'm in this every day. I love hanging out with you all and sharing information with you all. So that's it. That's the fun. Let me think if there's anything else I wanted to share with you. That was the big stuff. Oh, classroom. Let's see. So other things that are in here you might not know about, you'll find out about them as you go through onboarding. But one of my friends, Priscilla, gave a shout out to this earlier this week. I have here a selection of my 2 favorite resources on GitHub. And if you don't know they're here, this is like, in my mind, when I found them, it was gold to me. It does require you to be a builder, like you're going to build these, but you don't have to be technical to build them. These solutions, like these samples, are full on examples. So you can, you'll see here, like a basic chat completion. It's like tutorials. So just nonstop tutorials. These aren't in Microsoft Learn. If you go through Learn and get badges, they're not practical. And so while I would love to see a world where I actually teach you this in classroom style, until then, it's here. This is where I would get it from. This has been tested for a long time. You could see like all the new LangChain, Whisper. There's a whole nother GitHub repo for semantic kernel. But you can see there's end-to-end solutions. This is my favorite. So I built these. So, I mean, Joe, Mauricio, like even Sherry, like I took this code and built it in my own environment. And when I talked to a customer, I showed them these end-to-end solutions. And I said that I built them because I did. And it gives confidence because people can ask you questions and you know how the thing is stitched together. But when you look at it, let's say call center intelligence, it's one of my favorite. This is literally what you're building. And you're using different AI services to listen to calls, do entity extraction, but it's all API calls. You're not building models. You're just connecting models together to deliver value to a customer. This is like gold. Anyway, we got lots of stuff to talk about in our community. We're just getting started. Anyway, I think it's going to be so fun. So yeah, so these are like live labs that I want to do. Any of you are welcome to help host any live labs. I also was thinking about opening up internships. I'm also, I wanted to mention this. I am going to create a scholarship program for getting access to Maven. So if you don't know about Maven, my solution architect course is $3,000. It's not for the faint of heart. It's for very specific people. However, I'm going to create scholarship opportunities specifically for people in this community because I'd love your feedback. But I also want to test out this process of giving scholarships away. So it'll be like an application. You'll get to talk to me and tell me what you're looking for. Because what I found out, Maven, first of all, will not let me give away courses. It's part of their paradigm. They don't want that to be given away. They want to make sure that every course is seen as valuable, and they've attached a dollar amount to that value, $500 at the minimum. I can do up to a 90% discount on my course. So I have two different categories. I have a 90% discount, and then I have a 50% discount, and I'm reserving both of those for students and those that are in career transition. And the idea is really, it would be awesome if we could just get as many people to take this course as possible. But my hope is that you're going to get a job out of it, or ask for more money because you now can sell, or close more business because you started a consultancy. Like, this is how I interact with the people that I am. Like, I have paid $150,000 to my current mentor, not at the same time, for heaven's sake, but over the course of 2 years, because I would buy something from them and say, okay, if this thing works and I make the money you say I'm going to make, then I'll buy something else. And that's exactly what, and I just paid 50 grand for something because they made me $500,000 last year with the stuff I learned. So if that happens, that is my dream. If I can help you, right? Like, you pay it forward by coming back and taking more classes. We're just getting started, but that is my idea, is that we'd run a few scholarships for those of you who are, a lot of us are in transition. It's a tough market right now. I know $3,000 is a lot. We will have people who, I mean, we already have two people that have signed up for the course, and I just launched it 2 days ago. So I'm super excited, but I'd love to have some of you in the class as well. So if you're interested in that scholarship, just let me know. You don't have to let me know here, just send me a DM and I can let you know a little bit more about those promos. But here's the thing, people don't value what they don't pay for. But I recognize that paying for something doesn't always come financially. So if you choose to take a scholarship role, you will end up being kind of like an intern. You'll be a TA. You'll be helping out with the chat. You'll be moderating and grading and evaluating projects. Like, there'll be work to do. And I think it's fair, and you will appreciate it. I promise. You'll appreciate later that that you didn't just get it for free and you kind of half showed up. You have to be invested. I understand that investment. I now know when I pay 50 grand for stuff, I don't miss anything. I don't miss a call. It hurt me. It hurt my husband. Like, my husband looked at me like I was a crazy person. He had never given $50,000 to an educational system ever, not his college, nothing. And I was like, I promise you. And we've already made it back. Like, we made it back like 2 weeks later after we took a class, we changed a funnel, we talked to a client, and they bought $100,000 product from us. And like, we made it back. Anyway, so I understand how it works. I'm going to help you all understand that process as well. So just know, I wish I could give it away for free, but the platform doesn't even let me. Thank goodness, because I would just give it away for free. But this class is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be life-changing for some of you. So if you are interested, just send me a message. Of course, Joe, I'll be talking to you and Padmini and Yuvica, whether you want to or not. I'm coming your way. Because I think it would be.
We are in.
And
Mauricio, of course, Mauricio, yes.
And did you see my email? I think I sent you my email from my phone yesterday, right?
Yeah, you did, 100%.
Okay.
So you're on.
Yes.
So just expect that's, I mean, the class launches October 21st, which is the week I get back from Sydney at the South by Southwest, and my book launch. Like, it's going to be a crazy October. So my book launch is in October. Oh my gosh, is it on here? I should show you guys my cover. Do you want to see my cover? I showed it to the group earlier. Oh no, I just showed it to the authors. Do you guys want to see my new cover? Let's do it. Of my book. Are you ready? Dun, dun, dun. Watch this not be it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no, is that it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Let's see. Okay, I have to go and look. Hold on. I have to stop share and reshare. But it's exciting. I saw this book cover, I almost cried. Yeah, here it is. Are you ready? Dun, dun, dun.
Fabulous.
What do you think?
Yes.
It's great.
That's
It's
awesome.
like Noel. Right?
Nice.
It's Noel.
That is
Yes, I'm
awesome.
like,
That is awesome.
Whoever did this did such a good job, Noel.
yes, it's the designers at Wiley.
Exactly.
Thank God for artists, like I don't.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I say, when people think that their jobs are going away, like media professionals, like stage people who manage these events that I speak at, I'm like, y'all have nothing to worry about. There is no machine that can do all of these real-time things that need to happen. Like, GPT is not going to generate, it'll generate something, but then misspell it or put like the ears and where the eyes should go. And
And Noel, the
I'm
colors
just
and the
kidding.
fonts are really nice.
Yes,
Really
and that's
well.
like AI leadership, right? So that's why I told him I
Yeah.
wanted it to be
Yeah.
on brand with my
Exactly.
company.
Yeah.
And it kind of like matches the tiger's like coloring. I just love it. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
what I thought. It matches the tiger's colors.
Yeah. So anyway, so
The
you guys are
tiger.
the first to know. I haven't even launched it. Like I haven't promoted. I want to wait till they give me the copy that has Wiley's stamp on it in the corner. And then I will do a big promotion online. And then we'll have our product
Australia.
information. I think it's like next week we get my page up. So you guys can share it with your friends. But it's exciting. Like this is a dream. I've been writing this on my board for a decade. I will be a best-selling author. I will have a best-selling book. And when I saw this cover, I'm like, that's actually a book I think could be a bestseller.
It will be.
So-
It had that vibe.
So Noel,
Do you have
now
any
we
idea
have,
what's going to be the cost? What are they putting it out for? Because
I don't know,
Wiley's
but I guarantee you,
expensive.
my friends here, you OGs, you will get a signed copy from me. You will not be having to purchase it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you are all my people. So yeah, no, I mean, of course you may want to go buy one and give it to a friend, but no, you all get signed copies because of course I got to do like buy the box and do the box opening and hold it up and cry. And then I will send you all copies because I don't want to buy
And
a
then you
lot,
give
like
the
they're print
Oscar
on
speech,
demand.
Noel.
Yeah.
You give the Oscar speech, you know,
Yeah.
I would like to
Yes.
thank.
And you could get, yeah, I'll be like, my community. I thank my community. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. All right. Anyway, yeah, so I just thought I'd end with that and just let you know, yeah, good stuff coming. I'm in the last final days of editing with that book. We have officially kicked off in the AI Leadership Institute. Thanks so much. I haven't been able to show up on the Monday calls for 2 random reasons, but we have a brainstorming session in the AI Leadership Institute. And for the other book we're writing, which is with Pact, the Pact publisher, and it's called Building Custom GPTs with OpenAI's GPT Builder. So it is a hands-on book. So this is more, my book is kind of philosophical, and then that book is much more hands-on, and they go really well together. We are scheduled for like, I don't know,
So
Q1
a
release.
question. So
Mhm.
in that book, you have labs inside there. Who is
Yeah.
doing the testing to make sure the lab's instructions are?
I'm so glad you said so. So we have technical review spots available. Mauricio is one of them.
All right, you
so
can
he's a
add
technical
me
reviewer.
to that because
100%. 100%.
I used to do that for Click because you know
Oh,
like the
awesome.
whole movement of data from SAP into the cloud.
Awesome.
I did both that part and do the book, and then I work with other people to make sure the labs are correct.
Yes, so that's exactly it. We are building. I mean, I've put a pretty big burden on us as a authoring team to like build over 25 apps that we'd have 25 different tutorials across different industries and different business functions. But I
Yeah.
feel like when you're building conversational apps with natural language, like, I mean, honestly, I don't think it'd be hard to get to 100 really. And Joe, I think you probably could attest to that too, because like there's just so many different things we could do. Little, big, complex, simple. Like there's so many things. So the more labs, the better in my mind. I'm envisioning this book to be like the Bible of people who want to build custom apps with GPTs. So yeah, I think it'll be great. Yeah, so it's exciting. We got lots of stuff going on.
And is this on the bots? Or are you gonna do RAG also?
So I don't think no, because it's meant to be a introductory book. We probably will
Okay.
have, I mean, I know we've already been talking about subsequent books in the series, but
Okay.
right now it's kind of an introduction to how do you build these bots. So the biggest thing is how do you build it responsibly? So it
Yeah.
mirrors a lot of the stuff we did in the custom chat builder app certification, where we
Mhm.
learned the 4 Ps and how do we guardrail our application. A little bit about grounding. So there will be grounding work in there, but it won't be to the point of like RAG.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell you that's true because I think we were talking about in the last part of the book, we have an end-to-end solution. And I think we were thinking about like interacting with other APIs, and those
Mhm.
APIs could actually create a scenario where we could talk about RAG contextually. So
Okay.
that's, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, because I spent my last couple of weeks just on RAG and embeddings and vector database because just we have
Awesome.
needs and that. So
Oh my gosh, amazing. Did you all see that? I did a search, enterprise search series on LinkedIn with Elastic.
Yes, I saw that. It was
Cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
so if you haven't had a chance, she was really cool. Her name's Serena Cho. She runs product for Elastic, specifically in enterprise search and RAG. Like that's her whole world
Yeah.
now. It's like all RAG, but
I've gone through that
pretty
one,
cool.
yeah. So,
yes.
I never
so-
realized how big Elastic has kind of gotten because I met them last year at the AI Summit and I was at their booth and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
cute
now
little
I'm like,
company. That's what I thought.
I know.
But
They're
enterprise search
good.
took off last year, right? Like it was the
Yeah,
one
that's
use case
true.
that you could do that was like
Yep.
the least risky to your organization with LLMs. Yeah, is being able to just source stuff inside your own company, because if it gave you the wrong thing, it didn't hurt anybody. Yeah, so it was really interesting.
That's what's going to be needed in terms of companies protecting their data, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're 15 minutes over already, but I love talking to y'all.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments, any exciting news happening with you all that somebody wants to chime in and let us know? We love to hear from you all. And it would be great.
I
Oh, go
blew
ahead.
away 60 women, 65 and older,
Not literally.
the entire presentation for the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs, of which there are 4,000 members. I not only did 22 different schedules of information for them, I then used a new app called Gamma, GAMMA.ai.
That's what Gabrielle was talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
I uploaded it and it made all the PowerPoints, but guess what happened? All the PowerPoints showed like 20 and 30 something. So I had to click on every single illustration and I kept
I was afraid of when I
kept saying
create.
older women, and they made them like 50 something. I was like, much older women.
But elderly.
funny.
Well, no,
Not
because when I
okay.
did that, I
Not
kept
okay.
showing, loving couples with a laptop in between them. And I'm like, somebody has
Not
got to
okay.
course correct these baking illustrations for seniors because they're so pathetic.
It's
I mean,
so
they're
bad.
really
It's
pathetic.
so bad. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I talked to you about it on this call, but yeah, my husband was looking up my cover for Latina Style and it brought up all this nonsense. And he heard me tell that story and he was like, they're going to think I was, and I'm like, no, that's the whole point that you're looking for a cover of your wife, like on this cool magazine in this industry. And it is infused, like because it said Latina, it automatically assumes you want a hot date for a Friday night. Like, really? Is that what we're doing?
I have
Anyway,
one
just like
combat story. I've been helping
Oh,
a
no.
woman with MS who's in her 70s and her caregiver, and she was so excited about creating a poem on chat. They have changed their whole life. They don't watch so much daytime TV anymore. But what happened was when she tried to stand up and pivot, because every day she tries to walk a few steps with her walker, she fell over because she was so excited to use her iPad to show her caregiver.
She's like,
her
oh, wait, I
ChatGPT
forgot.
poem. And I'm like, oh my God, if I did stand-up comedy, I would be using that.
But that's amazing. Like you get so excited, you forget like you can't walk without.
She was so excited that instead of asking her to come to her,
Right. He's
she wanted to rush over. It's like back in the old days, pen and quill, 18th century.
Oh my gosh.
I've just written,
Amazing.
So it's
All
pretty
right. Well,
fun.
it's this time of the call. If you want to and you feel open to doing so, please come on video so that we can take a picture and commemorate our beautiful time on Friday together. And then I'll try to
So
take a
Noelle,
screenshot.
I had one piece of
Oh, yeah.
information
Keep
to
going.
share.
Yes, yes,
Can
of
you
course.
guys hear me?
Yes.
So
Yes.
besides the AirPods, Mauricio.
We can hear
So I'll be speaking at that MIA Global Summit. I applied for it and I'll be speaking at it. So I'm super excited about it.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
we have got
thank
to do
you.
that more often. So you and I are both speaking at MIA's Summit. That's so
Noelle, there was something very weird and coincidental that happened. I told Tara or whatever her name is, it was my picture with your name.
Oh.
I was like, I am not the Noelle. I'm nothing like that. She is have no.
That's
So I
good.
sent her an email immediately. I was like, please fix that, you know. So I was like, how on earth could that have happened? And what are the odds that my picture with your name?
Yeah,
So
and that we would know each other. Like that probably happens a
know,
lot,
right?
but the fact that we
Yeah.
know each other.
Crazy. So
Oh my gosh. But
so,
I'm so
yeah.
excited. We got to do more of
Yeah.
that. I gotta put call for papers up for the things that I'm doing and see if we can get, I mean, wouldn't that be cool if there's like 6 or 7 of us speaking at an
Yeah.
event?
That'll be awesome.
Wow.
That would
Yeah.
be
So I want to
awesome.
be doing something on AI and seniors. In fact, I've reached out to like the senior living homes here, telling them that I'd like to present something for them.
Yeah.
And Sherry, I really, really want to get together with you because I love that whole idea that you had about, you know, how taste gets impacted for dementia patients. You know, the AI post that you had on the I Heart AI community. What was it about the ice cream?
Yeah, the meal one.
Yeah,
The
No,
meal
the one,
one.
the
memory
use case.
morsel,
Yeah,
memory morsel.
morsels.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's still, I'm still trying to find a facility locally. You see, there's a problem. These are for-profit institutions. And if you want to mess with how they serve their clients, you've got problems because, you know, there's one thing to come in and entertain them, but it's a different thing when you're proposing something that makes them work harder at delivering connections. So that's a whole different deal. So I'm doing it a different way. I'm going after the caregiver route because that's much more fulfilling. But, you know, in my area, Padmina, everybody has hit up the senior community with AI light. And I say AI like, oh, I did, you know, lunch and learning. And they're like, they're basically focusing on poems. I mean, I have people literally waking up for caregivers now. And this happened for an organization called the Shepherd Center. Get this. I said, I take care of this, my prompt. I take care of an 85-year-old man, 6 hours a day. I toilet him, hygiene, feed him, etc. I'm very stressed. Can you help me? It came out with an hour-by-hour schedule for said caregiver. And I have rocked. I am really a bitch when it comes to government workers who are like, oh, and we'll have a home visit and we'll talk about how we can make you feel better. No, pick up your damn iPhone, put chat on it.
Exactly.
When you're
And
stressed,
solve your
keep talking
problem.
like, you know, red alert, I'm going over the edge, right? And bring them back to center. And that goes for people who are mentally stressed on any level, suicidal, anything. We can conquer all this anxiety crap with our apps. I know it. My 33-year-old son, who's very anxious, uses it now. And he goes, it's much smarter than all my appointments for a virtual shrink.
Yes.
Because when you're
It's
poor, they have
telemedicine.
a formula. And how did you feel about your medication this week? Give me a break. Get over it.
Yes.
They want to talk it out. And that's where you have to be honest. You have to push hard on this AI because there are a lot of people are pushing back. And I say, I'm very sorry. It's all around. And I go like this, whoosh, it's all over you.
That's amazing. Okay, last chance. Anyone wants to come off whatever on video? We're gonna take a group picture really quick. You don't have to like look at me. I got no makeup on. It's Friday.
Oh, and I combed my hair.
I know. It looks
But
great.
wait,
Oh, there
my
you are.
profile
Good to see
picture is
you.
better than my real one.
All right, awesome. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
wait, let me
Michelle,
move
you're
from
not
the
gonna. All
monitor
right,
to the
there. They're
screen.
all right.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Padmina, they thought you were Noelle. It was the after braces shot.
100%.
Why
It's the
do
glow
we
in the
have two
cheeks.
Noels?
Nina's braces
Glow.
came off probably 20 years ago.
All right, hold on. Let me do this. I gotta make it ready. So get your smiling ready. Hold on. I gotta move my screenshot over here. There we go. I'll count us down so you can get ready. All right, are you ready? Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you. All right, awesome. So hopefully you don't mind. I'll be posting it up. I will also take the recording of this call and post it in our community. We will also, I'm all open for other opportunities for us to get together. We could do hackathons. We could do co-working sessions where we just open up Zoom and work together. like you guys give me some ideas. We could try it. And if we don't do it, then we stop doing it. But I'm, you know, like I'm 100% open to it. I do love these calls. The more consistent we can be with them, the better. Yeah, I know. I would love to just like, okay. Last thing I'm going to tell you before we go. So I have this. Do you know it? This is
it the Oculus?
Yeah, it's Oculus Pro. It's super comfy. My kids use it too now. All my kids are like all in. It's almost terrible. But so I use this, but I use a tool called Immersed. And when you go in here and you go to Immersed, some of you might know it. It like drops you into a cafe and you look around and there are other people in their avatar like that you don't know that are dropped in this cafe. It's so cool. And so every so often I'll be like, and then my like, you know, weird little arm goes like, So cool though. So that's something we could think about if everybody, you know, if a few of us get Oculuses or maybe I try to figure out if they'll send us some. Maybe we'll
We
do
could even
a
rent them. I'm
competition.
sure there might be something where you can kind of rent them because
Yes.
I know somebody I met recently. She actually runs trainings and it's all AR, VR trainings. And it's basically, and it's for corporations, right? Like leadership trainings.
Yes.
And like using like these AR, VR headsets,
That's a
which is
great
like
idea.
just amazing.
I
Yes.
want to do that. So
But you
anyway,
can
so
get
yeah.
old Oculuses now on Facebook Marketplace for
Like,
$50.
Yes,
It
exactly.
does the same thing.
Exactly.
I have 4 of them and I rarely use them, but I keep getting new ones and keep not using them, but you can get them for cheap online.
Super cheap. And even the
Because I wanted to do seniors, but guess what? If you have dementia, you're not going to hold a controller.
know,
Okay.
I
Think
know.
about it.
I mean, that is the nice thing about this is that it's completely like the new ones are completely pass through. So now you don't need controllers. You use hand gestures, you move things around. I was in and you can connect multiple computers together. So I have my iPad on one screen, my MacBook on another screen, and my Surface, Microsoft Surface on another screen. And I can move them around and use them together. It's like, I'm like, this is the future. Minority Report.
Yeah,
VR.
don't recommend that for people with Parkinson's, by the
No,
way.
of course, yes, yeah, or even
Oh my
any kind of
God.
sensory
No.
disruption, right? Like it is intense, but it's cool.
Have a great
It is
holiday
cool.
weekend.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
Jay.
you.
Thanks
You
everybody
too.
for coming.
Thank you.
We'll see you next
everyone. Thank you,
time.
Niall.
Lunch.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.